Hey guys, welcome back to another GTA Online video. My name is Saintsfan, and today I am going to go over all of the Cayo Perico Heist changes that Rockstar implemented in the latest summer update. The Criminal Enterprises update that came out like a week and a half ago. They did change a bunch of stuff with the Cayo Perico, and maybe if you've been playing through, you might have figured some of it out, but I'm going to show you guys basically everything that was changed. So hopefully you guys enjoy and find this video helpful. Now, the biggest change with the Cayo Perico Heist is actually the cooldown. No longer can you grind this just infinitely back to back to back to back forever. You actually have to wait. If you do it with other people, it's a lot shorter. If you do it solo, it's a lot longer. So that's probably the biggest change. And we'll get to that in a second, specifically how long you have to wait. But all the info, this is all coming like straight from the game files, straight from FunMW2. That's how we know like what it is 100%. And you can see there's quite a bit of stuff. Now we'll start with this first section. This is what happens if you play the Cayo Perico Heist after waiting a whole 3 days of IRL time. 72 hours. If you're doing maybe like 1 or 2 Cayo Perico heists a week, this is more than likely what you're gonna get. So as you can see, as you can read, if 72 hours have passed from your last Cayo Perico heist, these are the percentages of the heist loot that you can get. So you actually have a 0% chance of getting the tequila because of course the tequila is the worst one. It pays the least. You actually have a 40% chance for the ruby necklace, another 40% chance for the bearer bonds, and then actually a 20% chance for that pink diamond, the one that does pay quite a bit. Also, because those are of course the primary targets, the secondary targets like all the money, the paintings, the gold, the cash, there's no buff for that if you are playing after 72 hours have passed. And the reason I think is because Rockstar is trying to incentivize people to not just grind the Cayo Perico heist. And if you do wait an extended amount of time before replaying it, you are more likely to get a higher paying primary target. Like for instance, the tequila, it only pays, I think like 900K, where that pink diamond is almost 2 million. So there's quite a bit of difference between the targets here. Now that probably won't apply to most grinders because if you are grinding the Cayo Perico heists, you're going to be not waiting 3 whole days to replay it. And these are the percentages that you actually get if you are grinding it. You can see if you start a Cayo Perico heist playthrough within the next 72 hours after your last playthrough, that tequila chance goes up by a ton. 60% chance you get that tequila. So you're more than likely going to get that when you are grinding this, doing these over and over again. You do have a 50% chance for the ruby necklace, another 15% chance for the bearer bonds, and then only a 10% chance for that pink diamond. Now, the way they sort of balance this is by adding these secondary target buffs. And this is just to keep the payouts somewhat reasonable because you're more than likely going to get that tequila if you're doing these Cayo Perico heists over and over again. If you do end up getting the tequila, the secondary target values, again, the paintings, the gold, the money, I think cocaine is one of them, all of those values are increased by 20%. For the other ones, it's a little bit lower. The ruby necklace, the targets, the secondary targets are only increased by 10%. The bearer bonds, the secondary targets are only increased by 5%. And then if you do get the pink diamond or the panther statue or I guess the Madrazo files, there are no buffs because those are going to pay out a lot of money. Now, in case you were wondering, we're here on the GTA wiki page just to sort of see the value of all the primary and secondary targets. Again, the tequila, 900K. The ruby necklace is only 1 million. So that's almost maybe the worst one to get now because you only do get that 10% bonus on the secondary targets. And it's only, what, 100K more than the tequila. The bearer bonds is only 1.1 mil. And then if you do get some of the other ones, the diamond actually is only 1.3 mil. The panther statue is the one that is close to 2 mil, but this is usually, I believe, only done on like certain event weeks. So you're rarely ever going to get the panther statue. And then here we have the secondary targets. Now it's a little confusing because they have like different numbers here, but if you wanted to, you can come to this website and you can figure out what an additional 20% of some of the stuff is. Like if you're grinding the Cayo Perico Heist and you're more than likely to get that tequila, you know, an additional 20% on, you know, something like this. It's not going to be a whole bunch, but it'll probably add up to make it again more in line with some of the other products. That 20% might be better for like gold just because it's a higher number. I mean, 20% of this 330K is about 65-ish K, I think, if I'm doing my math correctly, compared to the cash where like it's only 90K. 20% of that is only like 18,000. And again, if you wanted to look more on this wiki page, I'll leave a link to it in the description, I guess, but it does go over, and I've done videos on this stuff in the past. Basically, what Rockstar have done though with these changes, going back to them, is that they're just making everything more in line with some of the other payouts. They did nerf it a bit with some of these changes, especially increasing the tequila amount by a ton. But the balances with these secondary targets, I guess it all just sort of makes these values roughly the same if you're going through the Cayo Perico Heist over and over again. But there is one final change, and that is the cooldown. And again, like I said at the beginning, this is probably the biggest change. So if you do end up playing the Cayo Perico Heist with a group, so it's either 2 people, 3 people, or 4 people, the cooldown timer is only 48 minutes. So that's a full in-game GTA day. Whereas if you're a solo player, now this is not exactly correct. It is just 144 minutes, like in parentheses. The 192 was because Rockstar messed it up. Of course, they did fix it though. But it is 144 minutes. So it's what, almost 3-ish hours, like 2.5 hours, that you have a cooldown on even restarting the Cayo Perico Heist. And I don't think you have to be in game for all 192 of those minutes, because I didn't wait that long in game, at least. And I did just load up the game today because I completed the Cayo Perico Heist yesterday, and it let me restart the heist or like start it back up again. So I think it's just overall, like the second you finish, you just have to wait 190 or 144 minutes, sorry, and then you can replay the heist. So yeah, it's, I guess, a little disappointing that they did some of the stuff, but honestly, maybe it's for the better, because they did end up changing a bunch of the other businesses to sort of be in line with the Cayo Perico. So while yes, the Cayo Perico Heist, you know, grinding it is still great for money, there are a lot of other ways to get money. I mean, we've seen a bunch of nightclub sales over the last couple of weeks just because Rockstar bumped that up, and that's a great way to make money. And honestly, a bunch of the other businesses end up paying a lot more now as well. So yeah, anyway, that's going to do it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. I just wanted to give you guys some info on these Cayo Perico Heist changes. So hopefully this video explained it if anyone was curious. But thank you guys for watching. That's going to do it for the video. Please drop it a like if you did enjoy, and subscribe for more GTA content. And as always, I'll see you all in the next one.